Sec 1, Chapter 5, 5.2a, Part 1. Simple equations in one variable. Now, in this part of the chapter, we'll like to learn the following learning goals for 5.2a is that you'll be able to solve simple fractional equations which has more than one fractional term on either side of the equation. Now, the basic skill that we're going to apply is to express more than one fractional terms as one single fraction. That means we are going to combine two fractions and write them as one single fraction. And after which we are going to do cross multiplication to help us to solve the equation. Now, before we begin with the more advanced fractional equations, okay, we are going to do some warm-up practices. These following questions should look familiar to you. Please try them on your own before you check the answers. Have you gotten the answer? Now let's try the next level of the question. We will have more than one x terms on both sides of the equation. Have you gotten the answer? Now let's try to do the next type of question which involves brackets, and we have done them before, so please try to do some revision on your own. First, we are going to do expansion. Group the terms together. Simplify, and finally we'll be able to get our answer. Now, if you are able to handle the following questions, now we are ready to try and start to do fractions involving linear equations. There are three different methods to solve such a fractional equation. Method number one, we're going to get a single fraction on each side of the equation. So let's take a look. We have one fraction over here, and then we have brackets, so we're going to expand our brackets. That will give me 12x and 42 over 5. Now, what can we do to the number plus 3 over here? What we can do, we can migrate plus 3 over to the other side such that I will get x minus 3. And now I can write this left right-hand side as one single fraction. Now we have a single fraction on both sides. We can do the cross multiplication. 5 cross multiply to x minus 3, and 1 cross multiply to 12x minus 42. Then 1 with 12x minus 42. Now, does this look familiar? We have our brackets. We're going to expand them. 5 groups of x to give you 5x, and 5 groups of 3 to give you 15. Now let us rearrange and group the like terms together. 12x with minus 5x. On the other side of the equation, negative 15 stays, and negative 42 now migrates over, and it becomes positive 42. So we will have, simplifying the equation, 7x to be equals to 27. And 7 units of x is 27. So how do we find 1 unit? So x will now be 27 over 7. Have you gotten the answer? Let us do a quick recall of the steps that we have done. So number 1, we have trying to get a single fraction on the left hand side, and we also try to get a single fraction on the left hand side by shifting plus 3 over to become minus 3. Let's try the next method. Method number 2. What we're going to do now is to combine the different terms into one single fraction. So notice that we have 2 different terms here on our left hand side, and there are some brackets over here. So what we need to do, we'll probably need to expand our brackets a little bit first. So I will have 12x minus 42 over 5. This is one fraction. With another term of 3, 3 can be written as 3 over 1. So now we are going to combine this left hand side over here into the same fraction with the same denominator, and the denominator will be 5. So we are going to make it into one single fraction. Now take note that there are more than one terms available. Be careful of the sign. So I will have 12x minus 42 plus 3 times 5 will give you 15. Now we have a term on its own. We're going to simplify the numerator. That will be 12x minus 27 over 5 to be equals to x, and we can write it as x over 1. Next, we can cross multiply. Equal sign stays in the center. 5 is crossed over to x, so cross multiply to x. And now we're going to rearrange the terms, group the like terms together. So 5x comes over, it becomes negative 5x equals to, on the other side, we will have negative 27 to migrate over, it becomes positive 27. Simplifying our equations, we will have 7x to be equals to 27. 7 units of x is equals to 27. How much is 1 unit? Therefore, x equals to the answer 27 over 7. Okay, so this is the method where we have to combine the 2 terms into one single fraction. We shall learn one more method, okay, to help you handle such questions. Method number 3. When we have fractional equations, what we can do is we can try to remove the denominator. In this case, the denominator over here is the number 5. So what we can do now is we're trying to get rid of 5 by multiplying 5 to every single term in the equation. Now first there is brackets over here, and we can try to expand our brackets a little bit. And when we multiply by 5, the denominator disappears. So there will be only 12x minus 42. No more denominator 5. Okay, and plus 3 also need to be multiplied by 5. So it will become 15. And x also need to be multiplied by 5, so it become 5x. Now this is one linear equation, so we are going to rearrange the terms. So I'll get 12x to be with negative 5x, and all the constant terms will now migrate over to the next country. This is negative 42, so when you migrate over, it become plus 42. And adding 15, when we migrate over, it become minus 15. So we'll get 7x to be equals to 27, and we'll get the same answer as the rest of the other method. So now we have 3 different methods over here. And the third method here is now to multiply away the denominator. And we need to multiply to every single term in the equation. Have you gotten the concept? In the next few parts of the video, we will not be using method 3, so mainly we'll be trying out method 1 and method 2. Try the following questions. Method 1, we are going to shift the terms, the fraction, over to the other side. So this is a subtraction of the fraction. When we shift over, it will become an addition. Now we have single fractions on both sides of the equation, so we will actually be able to cross multiply and try to solve the equation. So 5 cross over to 2x minus 3, 5 times 2x minus 3. And 7 crossed over to multiply to x minus 1, so 7 bracket x minus 1. Now involving brackets, we can expand the brackets. So the expansion of the brackets will give you 7 groups of x, subtract 7, equals to 5 groups of 2x, so that gives me 10x, and 5 groups of 3. Then now let's rearrange the terms. I'll get 10x over here, and I have 7 over to migrate over, so it become minus 7. On the left hand side, negative 7 is the original citizen. Now negative 15 from the right hand side migrates over, and it becomes plus 15. And simplifying, we'll be able to get our answer. Okay, the next method, method 2, we'll be able to combine these two terms into one single fraction. Now take note that there is more than one terms in numerator, and there's a subtraction sign. So when we have subtraction, the sign can change. So denominator for the LCM will be 35. And we multiply 7 to our numerator over here, and 5 to the other side. So this will be 7 times x minus 1. And remember, this is minus 5. So minus 5 times of 2x minus 3. Simplifying the brackets, we'll be able to get 7x. Okay, and this is negative 5 minus 3 times negative 3. Take note of the sign will change. So that after do some expansion, we will get 7x minus 7. And this will be negative 5 groups of 2x, negative 10x, negative 5 groups of negative 3. So that will give us positive 15 to be equals to 0. Simplifying our fraction, putting the like terms together, 7x with negative 10, we will get a negative 3x. And for negative 7 with positive 50, we will get a positive 8 over 35 equals to 0. Next, we're going to do a cross multiplication. 0 is 0 over 1. So 35 cross over to 0 is still 0. And we have negative 3x plus 8. Keeping 8 as positive, I'm going to shift negative 3x over. It becomes positive 3x. And then we'll be able to find 1 unit of x. Have you gotten the answer? Yeah, do question F on your own. And let's use method 1 to solve the following question. We can shift negative 9 and migrate it over to the other side. And notice that some brackets over here, so we might need to do some expansion. So 2 groups of the numerator. We're going to shift negative 9 over and keep one single fraction over here. And that will become 6 minus 3x plus 9. Let's simplify the equation. Will be equals to 6 plus 9, 15 minus 3x. We can write this as a fraction over 1. Then next we can cross multiply. 5 cross over multiply to 15 minus 3x. And 1 cross over to 2 minus 8x. Let's expand our brackets and we will get 75 minus 15x. On the other side is 2 minus 8x. Rearranging and grouping the like terms together. So in this case, I'll keep negative 8x on the left hand side so that I can get a positive number. Negative 15x migrates over and it becomes positive 15x. 75 stays and 2 migrates over to become negative 2. So now simplifying, we will be able to solve the question. Have you gotten your answer? Now let us try method 2 where we need to combine the two terms into one single fraction. Method number 2, combine the following into one single fraction. So we notice we have this portion over here on the left hand side. We have brackets for it to simplify, if for us to expand. And that will give me 2x minus 8 over 5. Now 9, we need to change it to the same denominator later. On the right hand side, we expand our brackets. And now we're going to combine the left hand side into one single fraction. And the lowest common multiple for the denominator is 5. Be careful of the sign and brackets. So I got 2 minus 8x. Now it'll be minus 45 to be equals to 6 minus 3x. Now this can be simplified further, and we'll get negative 43 minus 8x to be equals to 6 minus 3x over 1. Now we have fractions on both sides. We can cross multiply the fractions. So 5 cross over to 6 minus 3x, cross multiply, and the others as well. Next, we are going to expand the brackets. And then last but not least, shift it over to the other side. Put the like terms together. Negative 8 can now migrate over, and we will have negative 8x, and negative 15x migrate over to give you positive 15x, and there is 30 over here. We're going to migrate 43 over, so we're going to add 43, and in simplified form we will have 7x to be equals to 73. Therefore x will be equals to 73 over 7. Have you gotten the answer? Now we have come to a short end to this portion of the questions. We're going to learn more of the other skills and apply them to handle harder questions. So now let's take a break, a 2-minute water break. Right, see you for the next lesson.